Everybody? Okay, yeah, there it is. Against your blouse, it didn't show up.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't
And
know
we're
this.
talking, we're talking with Jeanette Bonner, Ruth Rockwell, and Flo Schneider. And Jeanette's going to talk about. She's going to start where she was born, and tell us where you were born.
I'm born here in Fairhope.
Right here on this.
Right here. On this piece. Right here. I've been living here all my life.
On this piece of ground, right here.
Piece of ground.
Okay.
Right here.
And that's 720 McDonald
Lane.
Okay.
My mother, Louise Lewis.
Now,
She was born here.
Was she kin to the Mrs. Lewis that sold land to the Single Tax Corporation once upon a time?
Yes, yes, her grandmother.
Her grandmother.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, now that's a good tie-in.
I thought that's what
Vera had told us. Okay, I didn't remember that. Okay. So, and you came along in the 1920s?
1920s.
Okay, and how was it back then? You were 5 or 6 years old, I guess, before you remember much.
Yeah, I surely was.
And how was it? You went to school where?
To Little Young, and I think that's back in 1932 or something like that, I believe it was. I was going to her.
Okay, and that was on Young Street,
on
right?
Young Street. Which the house is still there, and the room where we went to school at is still sitting there.
And did she teach you to read and write?
She told us to read and write.
And then after you left her?
I went to Anna T. Jean. And my first teacher, I think old there was a lady, she was a real old lady, her name was Susie Lewis.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Susie?
Susie Lewis. Littleson.
Littleson. Okay.
Littleson, okay.
Okay.
And what do you remember about Anna T. Jean's school?
Oh, well, during the time we were going to Anna T. Jean, we didn't have we didn't have indoor plumbing. Outdoor plumbing.
Only, huh?
Only. And pump to sit out in the backyard. We had to go out and pump water when we needed water. And had wood heaters in there.
Did you have a kitchen, or did you have food there? Did you have to take your lunch?
We had to have a carry lunch. We didn't have food back then. We always had to carry our lunch. Never did had a kitchen in there.
Okay. And outdoor plumbing. A pump. Okay. And did you have games and things that y'all played?
Oh yes, a lot of games.
You remember any one that you played?
Well, I'm trying to think. A little Sally walking, and I can't think of the others. It's been so long.
Yeah, it has been a long time.
It's been quite a long time, so I can't remember all them games we played.
Okay.
We played ball.
Main
thing, we always played ball.
Yeah.
Baseball. I guess they call it now softball. We call it baseball.
Did you have music?
No more on the piano.
That's all. Didn't do any singing at all?
Oh, a lot of singing.
Okay.
Sing.
Okay. Have singing every day?
Yeah, in the mornings when we open, before we go have our class, we'd always have prayer and a song. On Fridays we'd have devotion and have Sunday school before we go in class to our classrooms.
I see.
Which Miss Herman would do that this times on Fridays. She'd have Miss Vera Herman.
And when you got through at Anna T. Jean's, what did you do? How old were you, and what did you do then?
I don't know now. I had to stop school at, I think I was about 15 or 16, because my aunt was sick, and I had to stop school to help take care of her. So I didn't go back to school.
So that was probably in the middle of the Depression?
Well, Depression, that's about the middle of Depression.
And how did the
That
Depression?
was 1937.
Uh-huh.
That's when that was.
Okay. So tell me about the Depression. How did y'all, what'd you do to get food or to?
During the Depression, they had a flour they would give some off. They give some, families that didn't have, they would give them flour and.
Uh-huh. Okay, I didn't know that started back then. I learned something. Okay. And you had a garden?
Yeah, we had a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Raised our own vegetables.
Did you get flour in those flour sacks that you
Flour
could use
sacks
for?
and the 24-pound
Yeah.
bags.
And you could use them to. My mother made me some underwear out of those.
Yes, that's what my grandmother used to make, slips and panties. We call them bloomers back then.
Yeah, that's right, bloomers. And yeah, my mother made things out of them too. I remember a flour sack dress I had, and then later she used them for dish towels and said they were absolutely the best dish towels you could get. So, okay. And you said also that you had a pig. You raise a pig and then use that for meat.
That's for meat.
Slaughter that. Okay, and how did World War II change your life?
Changed it quite a bit.
Okay, how did it change it?
Quite. But well, when World War II come, they would ration. You had to ration things, such as shoes and.
That's right.
And food. Had to get you. If you needed anything, most you had to have coupons. Like they call them coupons. Back then, I don't know what they call them there, but now they call them coupons.
Mm-hmm.
But like shoes, you had to have a ticket to get your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And all that back then in World War II.
Okay. Were any of your family members in the war?
Our brother.
Your brother? Did he come back?
He come home. He just passed a year ago. Will be a year ago this month, the 27th.
Uh-huh.
Stayed in 2 years. He was in Okinawa for 2 years.
Oh, my.
And we missing too.
I'll bet you did.
The only brother we had.
So it was you, and you had a sister?
I had another sister older than I. She passed 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Just two of us now, me and my sister right there.
So that was you and your mother and your sister?
My sister, my mother didn't raise my sister, oldest sister.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt raised her.
Uh-huh.
She didn't raise her. She just raised my brother and my youngest sister.
Well, did you get out and work in the garden?
I thought I worked in the garden.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I sure had to.
Had to. Somebody had to, right?
Yeah, somebody had to. Yeah. My mother worked to the Coleman Inn.
Oh, did she?
That's where she worked all the time.
Oh, well, now who owned that when she worked there?
Miss McClinton, Clinton, and Miss Morgan, and I forgot the other lady's name. I'll have to ask Miss Flora because she remember. Me and I knows a lot about that.
Yeah, maybe she'll remember.
She'll remember.
Yeah.
Because her mother was friends to the ladies that owned the Colonial Inn. She remember. When I see her, well, I ask her.
Yeah.
I think I know the names.
Yeah.
McClintock and what was the other one you said?
Miss Morgan.
Yeah, Miss Morgan. Yeah, they're sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her husband used to be, one time he was married years ago. Fairhope.
And then there was another sister.
Miss Owens, I think her name was. And back over here, now it wasn't but 2 houses over when I was a child coming up. This house and the one over on the corner there, neither one of them, just 2 houses, 3 houses over here. This house and one you see that old looking house on the end over there. That house is still there, and another house was a lady named Marie Griffin. She passed and they took her house down, and that was on 3 houses over here. And they built over here, just started building over here a few years ago.
Yeah, it's built up a lot.
Yes. You were raised here, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was. Sure was, right on Fells Avenue. Well, let's see now. Then when you got out of school, you took care of your aunt.
My aunt.
And then what else did you do after that?
I finally got a job. I used to work. I don't know who. I used to do days work then. I don't know who. I forgot. I think I went to.
That means you'd work for one person one day and another family another day.
Another day.
5 different ones in a week, maybe?
In a week. Right.
Oh, wow, that's hard work.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And so then, after that, you went to work for Dr. Godard?
After that, I went to work for Dr. Godard.
Okay. And you worked for him for?
I worked for Dr. Godard before either one of his grandchildren was born, Rusty or Bill.
So that's...
He 40-something.
Yeah.
I didn't know what, but I would wait for them before they were born.
For 40? My goodness, 40 years. Wow. What do you remember about Dr. Godard?
Oh, he was a good fellow, I tell you. Dr. Godard was right in my good man.
He was always jolly.
Always jolly, and help you if he could. Anything he could do, he would help you out.
Uh-huh.
He sure would. That's why I don't know, they don't never mention nothing about him over at Thomas Hospital, because Dr. Godard and Mr. Sam Dyson and Miss I, the one cut the ribbon when that hospital was open over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why either, because he was still practicing.
He
there.
practiced and he helped me done a lot around there.
Yeah.
They sure don't mention nothing about him over there.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Sure is.
Some people get forgotten.
It sure is.
Their good deeds.
Well, he done some good deeds, because he taken care of Miss Ive, and him and Mr. Sam Dyson one carried him over there to carry her there when they cut the ribbon to that hospital. You remember that?
Yeah.
I was waiting for him that day, Sunday evening, when he went over there.
Mm-hmm. So I guess you worked in the house on Fairhope Avenue?
Fairhope Avenue,
and also the
down
one
in Mullet Point.
Uh-huh, the one on the bay.
On the bay.
Okay. And you watched, well, let's see, I guess, were Billy Joe, and I guess he was grown when you... He wasn't? He was still a boy when you...
Still a boy when I went there.
Okay.
About 17, 18, I met him. And just a youngster. He's a youngster when I went there.
Well,
He'll
you know,
tell you that.
I thought maybe you worked for him for more than 40 years. How long have you been retired?
I retired in 82.
Oh, okay. That accounts for it. Okay, that'll make the difference. So, yeah, because you said you remembered my husband being there with him, with Billy Joe.
When they both were young men coming up, young boys coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I surely do. But I wouldn't know him now if I'd seen him.
Been a long time. You know Billy Joe. He's just
I
just
see
the
that.
same.
He comes from by and holler at me sometime.
He hadn't gained an ounce, I don't
Sure
believe, over the
has.
years.
I haven't seen him, but I always usually see him sometime around town.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been working over in Robertsdale, I guess it is.
Oh, yeah.
So he hadn't, yeah, he's about to quit, I think, and retire for good, but let's see, what else can you tell us about the, what church did you go to?
Oh, I was raised up over here at 11th Chapel, that's here on Young Street.
Chapel. That's, yeah.
I went to Sunday school there ever since I was big enough to go, until I got grown and quit going to Sunday school, but I still attend church every Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I can't think none of the preachers, but we had so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Well,
I'm sure I've forgotten something.
let's see. You didn't have any children. Did you have any nieces or nephews?
Oh, good. I got plenty nieces and nephews. I even got great. I got a great nephew out there now.
Wonderful.
And that fellow, that's my nephew. And I got a great nephew out there. I ain't got but one great nephew. He's right out there. He's 4 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. I got plenty nieces and nephews.
That's wonderful.
And I got one niece. And that's all, that's my heart.
Mm-hmm.
One niece.
I tell you, sometimes these girls are hard to get. I've got two
Sure.
grandsons. I had 2 sons and now I have 2 grandsons. No girls.
That's my sister's daughter, what I'm talking about, I think so much. And I raised her like she was mine too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That happens lots of times.
I'm going to stop just a minute and see if we can think of any other history we need to put on here. Now we're going to talk about Mr. Northrup, who was mayor of Fairhope at one time.
Only after the first mayor I remember.
Okay. And he had what kind of business? Tell us.
Turpentine.
And where was it?
Oh, you see where I said Northrup, I don't know what's the name of it, right over here, where in front of the, right down from the fire station.
Yeah.
It's called the Northrup Quarters.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes. And then he had a steel around that way where some parts around where the hospital lay.
A turpentine steel.
Turpentine steel.
Yeah, we want to make that clear.
Turpentine steel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And across in front, right across on that corner, dead on that corner, sitting there, he had a big store there.
Uh-huh. A store.
A
Oh, how
store.
about that?
Yes.
I can remember going there.
Yeah, I was a little girl. Me and my brother would go there quite a bit. But we had to go across both now. It was all pond. All that was pond.
Pond.
You know, and where the fire station and down there where Dr. Digman there,
Yeah.
places at, all was nothing but pond.
Big pond there, huh?
Big pond.
Uh-huh.
You had to wade up. You couldn't. Well, there wasn't no just road in there.
Well, how did they get the dirt in there?
They
just filled
built
it
it up. Oh, they took a lot to build it up.
I'll bet it did.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. And it overflowed now sometimes. You know, when it rains so, and water standing like I don't know what out there.
It's just flat there.
Now, is that off of,
That's between Morphy and, at Morphy and Ingleside.
Yes.
okay.
And the store sit right on Martha.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And that house has not been gone too long.
No.
That was over there. I don't know whether that was anything of his or not.
No, I don't think so. Which house?
There was a house that was right on the street there.
Oh yeah, that was his house.
It was his house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they tore it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He owned all back in there. And part of that field in there where the building is now, Northrup had all that. And that big steel.
Yeah.
And then they had a big tin house sit there. Great big tin building where the people that wait for him, some of them would live there in that house. I know them fellows around here now, he's about 68 years old, I think he'd be 69. Was raised in that house, young man.
Well, tell me what y'all did for fun.
We didn't have no fun. Let's go to different children, go to different ones' houses and play. And when summer come, we'd always have picnics, go down and have picnics.
Uh-huh. Okay. I see you have a clock up there with Martin Luther King Jr. on it. Let me see if I can get the camera up there for a minute.
Somebody give it to my sister.
Do you remember Martin Luther King Jr.? I'm sure you do.
I'm on reading, looking at.
Yeah, right. You remember the civil rights movement, and did that affect people in Fairhope very much? Oh, I can't get my camera to move here now. Here we go. Did that affect people in Fairhope?
I don't
very
think
much?
so.
Movement didn't get quite down this far,
Didn't
did it?
get quite down this far.
But it did change the poll tax and all that
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Well, the poll tax had already been.
I guess it had already been dropped.
It had already been dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember I paid poll tax a few times, but not much, and then it quit.
Yeah, well, I paid it several times, but and I didn't vote until like 1933 to 54, something like that.
Yeah, it went out after I went to work for at the single tax. That was in the 40s. I mean in the 60s, and it was
Well,
just it just went out about that time.
Yeah. Okay.
We always got along fine around with the white. Most of we always had got along good.
I thought so.
I think so. We never had no rescue, no route and all that hate around. Don't you think so we did?
I thought we got along well. I didn't know what all the fuss was about.
No,
but I guess some places it wasn't that.
No.
I see.
I know I can remember my mother making dresses for some of the women that didn't sew, the black women that lived around where we were.
Well, who are your people? I might know some of your people.
I was a baddie. And we lived up what's now, it used to be called the Belforest Road.
Oh, yeah.
You know, up by the Silver Hill and Robertsdale Highway. You know Mr. Roy Rockwell or Owen Rockwell, any of those?
Yes.
Okay, well we lived right next to them.
And Reuben?
And then Reuben Rockwell carried the mail, and I think
I'm sure I know him.
yeah, that's my father-in-law.
Yeah. Because he was with the single tax. I remember Miss Buddy Goodall would know a lot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she worked with me. I worked there at the single tax.
Oh, you and her worked together?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I know her real well. In fact, I worked for her a lot.
Yeah.
I worked for her before Linda was born.
That was 50 years ago.
She's 50?
Linda is.
I thought Linda must have been about 50.
I'm not sure exactly her age, but she's 50 or more. Yeah.
In this month she will be.
Because she just mentioned that the other day,
Yeah.
didn't she? Yeah.
She will be this month.
Oh, you know her birthday?
22nd of this month, I think.
Well, good for you.
Yes. And Russ's was 22nd of last month, I think. In February. And Bill's is in June.
You're just like a grandma to them all, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for letting us talk to you and letting us videotape you. We appreciate it.
And I know it's going to be a mess.
No, it won't.
Oh, this is really terrific.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.